What's up YouTube? Michael Sampson here, and in this video I want to share why I feel, why I know for an absolute fact, if your goal is to make $8,000 to $12,000 a month in the profession of sales, why remote sales is the most superior method of sales compared to door-to-door, compared to real estate, compared to automotive, compared to any other method of sales. A little about myself. I'm the vice president of inside sales for a massive telecommunications company, and I'm actually currently and have been the #1 remote sales rep for the past 4 years consecutively. So I'm not talking about theories that I did back in 1960. I'm still actively in the trenches doing this. So before we jump into this video, I want to be super respectful to my friends and my peers because I have many friends making multiple six-figures selling houses. I have many friends making multiple six-figures selling cars. I have many friends making multiple six. I think even a couple of friends even making 7 figures, believe it or not, managing teams, running sales teams, and all that stuff, doing door-to-door sales. So at the end of the day, regardless of what vehicle you're in, they're all attractive vehicles. They could all get you 6 figures plus. However, why I wanted to share this video is how you do it. And when it comes to remote sales, it's a hell of a lot sexier, in my opinion. I'll let y'all be the judge after we go through the topics and why I think so. But before we do that, I want to start off with the pros of these industries. I originally come from door-to-door sales. And one of the biggest pros that I got starting off doing door-to-door sales was the ability to handle rejection. You see, door-to-door sales is cruel and unusual punishment. The success in that job is literally getting the door slammed in your face 98 times out of 100, and hopefully you get 1 or 2 sales. So by doing this method of sales, you develop rhino skin because you get used to hearing no quite frequently. The second thing is, the second major benefit with door-to-door sales, the ability to communicate on demand and sell a product or service out of thin air. When you think about what a door-to-door sales representative does, they knock on somebody's door, somebody's sitting down in their living room watching TV, and out of thin air, you create a problem, you create a solution, and you make the transaction happen. So if you could master or get pretty damn good at this skill set, it's fair to say that regardless if you decide to get into real estate or automotive or traditional retail sales, you will absolutely kill it, in my opinion, right? I've seen it from time to time again. Agents that go from door to door, either start their own business or pivot to another industry. I'm an example of it myself. I wasn't the world's best door-to-door salesman. I think I was pretty average at it, but I was able to use those skills, develop different skills remotely, and create success in that field. So those are some of the pros for door-to-door sales. Now, secondly, automotive sales. Automotive sales is great because it's a higher ticket item, right? And at the end of the day, everybody needs a vehicle, right? Everybody needs a vehicle. So regardless of the stigma of a quote-unquote used car salesman or whatever that case that is, there's good margins in it. It could be sold ethically. And at the end of the day, it's an essential service or essential product, I feel. Now, the positives with real estate. Real estate, this is the #1 investment, the biggest investment someone's going to make. So if you can make a tiny percent of a $500, $600 million plus, whatever amount of dollars that is, there's huge commissions on the table, right? So that's one of the massive benefits about being a real estate agent. And again, not knocking any of these professions. If you have the right skill sets, the right skill set, the right mindset, the right belief system, the work ethic, these are all easily 6-figure opportunities, not open for discussion, not open for debate. However, I want to go over the cons of these industries. And again, these are just facts. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just stating facts, bro. So the cons with door-to-door. Con #1, you're going to be getting rejected day in, day out. Not that that's a big thing because they all have that in common. So sure, let's throw that aside for now. Con #2 is the only person you could sell to is the individual behind that door. So what that does is it limits your customer pool. It limits the ability to really get your products and services out there. Because if that person isn't belly to belly with you, well, then you can't make that transaction, right? And the cons just go on. Like, dude, you have to drive to the area. You have to get out of the car. You have to get rejected in hot sun. You have to, at the end of the day, you can make money doing it, but it's a hard way, a hard avenue. I respect all my door-to-door people. I love door-to-door. It's an amazing industry. Now, with real estate, I talked about the pros. Sorry, it's a massive ticket item. You can make good money. It's literally the biggest investment somebody's going to make. One of the biggest cons, however, is just the turnaround time. Now, again, I'm going to be transparent. I'm not a real estate agent, so I'm sure you could find some real estate agents and confirm this. But I'm under the impression, and owning a couple of rental properties myself, I've experienced this. When you close on the house, it's not something that happens that same day and the realtor is getting paid the same day. You got to negotiate. The real estate agent has to drive you to 17 different houses before you choose the one that you want. After that, you have to get the inspection done. You have to get the mortgage done. Long story short, that real estate agent most likely isn't seeing any commissions until, again, this depends, but it could be a month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months down the road, depending on what type of product that they're selling and other variables. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. However, some people like the idea of having money now because they have bills now. And if you don't have that nest egg built up, then it could be a really challenging thing, right? Now, with automotives, again, it's great. It's a high ticket item. But again, you have to physically leave your house, go to a dealership. I feel with all these sales, car sales has the worst stigma. Oh, he's a used car salesman, yada yada. At the end of the day, whatever, we're all professionals and whatnot. But the biggest con with that is you actually have to leave your house to make that healthy income, which, again, it's not the end of the world. That's how 99% of the population operates. So why I'm making this video, guys, for two people in mind. Person number one, you're in the sales profession right now. Okay, so you're either selling door-to-door, you're selling real estate, you're selling automotives, you're selling at a mall, at a retail sales, and maybe you're making good money, you're killing it. However, you want to be able to control your schedule. You want to have more flexibility in your time. You want to be able to travel and work remotely and not have to commute. So if you're in that category, and we're going to talk about remote sales and why it's the most superior, when really I think the reasons are pretty obvious, but we'll go into that. Person number two is somebody that's already a hardworking professional that could already be making a six-figure income or making decent income. However, the problem is they don't have time for their loved ones. They don't have time for their friends. They don't have time to travel. And they're looking for a way to work remotely, make that same income, and just have more control and flexibility of their schedule. Now, let's touch on the remote sales side of things, okay? Now, with remote sales, and I'm going to compare it to door-to-door, for example. If a door-to-door agent makes six figures and a remote sales rep makes six figures, it is not equal, and here's why. With remote sales, here is the 3 requirements you need. You need a laptop, you need an internet connection, and you need a cell phone. Do you know anybody with these 3 tools? The whole population. Now, I'm not going to bullshit everyone here. At the end of the day, you still have to work. Matter of fact, when I transitioned from remote sales to door-to-door, I put in even more hours working remotely than door-to-door. So I'm not saying it's a lottery ticket. At the end of the day, you still have to grind, you still have to hustle, you still have to have the right mindset, skill set, and the work ethic to really hit big numbers. However, me personally, I rather grind remotely, either working in my home office, either working in another city or country, on my own time, being able to control my schedule, when I want to take calls, when I'm not going to take calls. I don't know if you would agree, if doing that, earning six figures, doing that, making six figures is more attractive than knocking on 1,000 doors in one specific location at a set time, set routine, set schedule. And when you do that comparison with all of them, it's all the same thing, right? If I want to make a six-figure income selling real estate, what do I have to do? I have to go to that specific city, that specific town where I have my license, and that's the other thing. I can only sell to that one city unless I have licenses across Canada with that example with real estate. Nothing wrong with that, but I'm going to go into why remote sales has an edge in that regard. Same thing with automotives. If I want to make more money, what do I have to do? I have to go to the dealership and I have to do more volume of vehicles. I have to help more people get a car, which there's nothing wrong with that, right? Now, with remote sales, so back to that story. When I was doing door-to-door, COVID happened. We had to shut down completely. So I started thinking to myself, what would happen if I made some Facebook posts of promotions that we have going on with the cameras? It was a home security product we were selling. And what if I just posted that around Canada? Here's the cool thing with remote sales. If your product or service is offered anywhere in the country, anywhere in the world, you could literally acquire customers any country, in any place. And why that's a big deal is because it could be done in a way more efficient manner. I was able to contact 5 times more people over the phone than I would have to going direct to home. Or if somebody was selling cars, I'm able to get more contacts in over the phone than that person is waiting for people to come into the dealership. So it was just a way more effective way. I got to create my own calendar. I got to work wherever I wanted to work. And more importantly, I got to do things on my own term, right? So at the end of the day, guys, I just wanted to share what the facts are, right? 6 figures, 7 figures, they're not created equal. You might disagree, but I rather make 6 to 7 figures in the comfort of my own house and my own office. I'm living proof. I've done this for the past 4 years, documented, not talking out of my ass, compared to going to a brick and mortar location. Now, if you love what you're doing, you like traveling, you like doing what you're doing, all the power to you, no disrespect. However, if you are somebody looking to transition to working from home, get out of that rat race, have more flexibility, be able to control your schedule, and again, full transparency, you still have to work your ass off, but you could do it in a more attractive way. So that's the video, guys. Just wanted to share my 2 cents. If you need any help with this, leave a comment below. I'd love to reach out and see how I could help you.